Now, Tommy Gorman, we were playing against the wind in the second half of the first day, I think. And we had a 45 to level the match against the wind into the Abbey Leaks goal.
Yeah.
And it was a kind of drizzling and conditions weren't great. Like, it was probably the month of October or November.
Yeah.
And Tommy Gamote was detailed to take this free.
Yeah.
But he stood back and he ran up there and he hit it a smack.
Yeah.
And it sailed over the bar with yards to spare, to level the match.
Yeah.
And then we were playing him in a replay.
Yeah.
And the next thing was, the match was fierce close again. And we got another outfield free, No, I don't know who it took. It probably was Tommy. He used to take all the long distance frees.
Yeah.
Usher Stevie Annan was there, full back, leave this to me, boys, and he took command of the square, So then sailed the ball anyway, and up goes Stevie for the ball. Had it, and the greasy ball slipped through his hands and into the net. And we won the match.
Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I was at that match, yeah.
You know,
that was massive. It was a real celebration again.
Tommy Gorman should have been on the Laois senior team at that time.
Yeah. Oh God, he was a talented player, yeah.
He was, and a talented hurler,
Absolutely, yeah. He was strong, yeah.
And he had the spirit,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I don't. Tommy Gorman of Spink, he got on the Laois minor team. He was the only one, I think. Sean Miller made the Laois minor team.
Yeah.
Around the same time as someone from Ballarone was on. Oh no. Can't really remember that now, but remember Sean Miller made the Laois minor team.
Yeah.
But it was not, I don't know whether Laois junior footballers was on the go at that stage. We never seemed to have any county people at all.
No, the junior team, there mightn't have been all, but the Laois junior team did start up nearly after that now, alright, but there was no Laois junior team that I know of back now in the early 80s, but there was now from 92 maybe up along there, maybe 94 up along there, probably started a junior team.
But I'd say we were a bit parochial too. We were more interested in playing for Spink.
The whole buzz was in Spink at the time,
It was magnificent. And then we went, that was 89, so we were senior.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell happened in Spink, John Miller was got rid of as trainer, as manager of the team.
Yeah.
Now, there was things said about... Now, John was a tough man, but you have to be tough,
Oh, God, absolutely, yeah.
That's the name
I would remember Spink at his era now, because you were after getting up along and he had a bunch of sons on it, and
I'm sure it was so disappointing for him that we lost to Rathnesk at that time in Timahoe,
Yeah.
But we still regrouped and won the intermediate final, and then... I don't know. I lost the chair then, or I retired, or I probably thought I had enough.
Yeah, things changed.
I was 50 years of age that in 1989, so I thought maybe it was time for me to get out, or maybe I was put out too. I forget what.
Yeah.
I wasn't put out. No, I definitely wasn't put out. But I retired anyway, and there was a new chairman. I forget who it was. But John was removed anyway.
Yeah.
And I think he kind of might have maybe removed himself, because there was things being said about him
Yeah.
But sure, there was things said about Mick O'Dwyer here too after he won in the Leinster final.
Yeah. Well, John Miller would have been very busy this time now, and he had a lot going on.
He probably had.
He probably
was getting very much involved in Avonmore.
And he had a good big farming operation. So that was 1990. Then you were senior. Yeah.
Senior, yeah. And then I don't know how this Harvey man from Carlow came to manage us.
Yeah.
And now he didn't turn out to be the best manager in the world.
Yeah.
We played the Heat in the first match, and the Heat now would be respectable at that time. And the bet us be 6 points in the first round.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any losers group or anything like that after that. We played very well against the Heat, but we didn't win.
Yeah. There was knockouts at stages there, right?
Yeah. Then 91, I wouldn't remember the years now. 91, 92, 93, 94, all up along. But the one we played St Joseph's down in Cretty Yard in another important match, and probably a first or probably I think it was. The matches were in groups. You play so many.
Oh yeah.
We played St Joseph's anyway down in Cretty Yard, in a brilliant match, and Paddy Pepper got his leg broke.
Oh yeah.
And That's the lad.
Was playing with St. Joseph's long
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
The one and only game we ever played.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're only bet by a point or two. Is that right, Sean?
About 3, I think.
Yeah. Well, sure.
That's very respectable. Yeah.
Have to put the best slant we can on it.
Yeah. Yeah, but there were great times in Spinkin, yeah.
Oh, they were.
Absolutely.
They were.
It was brilliant for a small community
Yeah.
to be able to
Yeah.
get up senior and everything, yeah.
And then I remember the day in Ballyline we were playing Portlaoise, and Portlaoise were at their Curly Prendergast and Colin Brown and all like them.
Yeah.
They were probably, that was must have been about 1992, I'd say.
Yeah.
Sean Miller, Tom was born, Tom would only be 22. So Sean probably was only about 17 or 18, like.
Yeah, yeah.
Playing a wing half forward, like.
Yeah.
And and Colin Brown is a good player and all like that. But like, Sean went to field the ball, like, and Colin Brown came in a sweep, landed on the back of his neck, took the ball out of his hands, like, and he was dumped on the ground, and his knees were never. Sean always had a problem with his knees after that,
like,
whether he could play or where he could play and all like that kind of thing. Like, he was just buried. His two knees were just buried in the ground.
You know, Sean was a talented player, like, yeah, he made great use of the ball, yeah.
He did. But we were bet by, I think, 2 points or something like that day, like.
Yeah.
1 point. Yeah, small margin, like.
Yeah.
And there was matches, we played St. Joseph's again after that, and matches we played Ballyline and you know what?
See, PJ comes back to a small community, you probably didn't have the sub bench
No, we
to
didn't.
back it up, you know, you see, you were depending everyone to do everything 100%.
Yeah, we didn't know.
No,
Yeah,
so. But now, PJ, we're going to move on to the drama. You were big into the drama, of course, and you know, you were saying earlier on in the interview that you needed to do fighting to make money to run the Ballapicus club.
When we started the team back in 1960 in Ballapicus, like, we had no money, of course, like, I'm sure nobody had much money anyway.
Yeah.
And you struggled, like, to go to the dance, like, on a Sunday night, like, or go wherever you wanted to go. Like, there was no continental holidays anyway, I can tell you.
Oh.
And so I was after being in, I was enjoying Mocker and the Ferramain Abbey Leaks, like, under Sean Riley and Bill Conway and Tim Toole and Jim Fitzgerald and all them.
Yeah.
They were fathers to me in there, like, you know.
Yeah.
And the education I got in there, like, was the same as going to university.
Oh, absolutely.
We had Felix Mackay teaching us public speaking and question time and debating and all that kind of thing, like. So the next thing, there was a dramatic class formed in the Muckra in 1959. Jim Cahill was appointed producer, and Sir Jim was an enthusiastic 24-year-old at that time, like.
Yeah.
And sure, we had great times with it. So the next thing anyway, we decided anyway, the following spring in 1960, that we'd have a dramatic class in Ballapicus. Never heard it before, like.
Yeah.
So we'd picked out a play anyway, Poor Jimmy was the name of the play, like, and Tom played a leading role and never was on the stage in his life, like, in 1960.
Yeah.
Oh wait, were you 18, Tom? He was having me some neck, like.
Yeah.
I would have been 21. I was the oldest in the team. Like, we recruited Nancy Lawler and Breda Whelan and Breda Fendley and Patty Green. They were our women. Like.
Oh, yeah.
There was Paddy and myself and Tom. Who else? No, Toddy wasn't in the original one. Timmy got. No.
I think it was 93, of course.
I think so. Anyway. Yeah, I was the father and Tom was the son, and Paddy was his uncle. Paddy, I forget what the character's name, but it was Tom's uncle, and the whole thing was like, Tommy was this shy, bashful farmer's son, like, and the father and mother wanted him to get married, like, and sure, poor old Tom, like, hadn't a clue, like. That was great, very funny, and so we thought we were going to produce this play ourselves, and we're within 2 weeks of going on the stage, and all we knew was the lines, like.
Yeah.
And sure, we were all over the place, like, we hadn't a clue.
Yeah.
So I said anyway, sure, surely God, lads, this can't happen, like, unless we have some kind of direction.
Yeah.
So we decided to ask Jim Cahill anyway.
Yeah.
Sure, Jim was laughing still when he seen what we were at on the stage, like. He says, when are you going on stage? Oh, we're going on in 2 weeks. For God's sake, lads, would you copy yourselves on, like?
Yeah, yeah.
You haven't a clue, like.
Yeah. You were very